It was a good idea to bring his computer.
Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. This is Loretta Sternowski from Remax Costa Del Mar, and I am live here with my co-host, Ricardo Borges, and we have a very special guest today and also a very good friend of mine, Rogelio. Would you like to introduce yourself? He speaks pretty good English, better than my Spanish, so Ricardo, you can help me with translation if he needs it.
Sure, absolutely. Entonces te está pidiendo, ya te está presentando y te pide que hables un poquito de ti, tu nombre y qué haces. Obviamente me lo dices, yo me das tiempo.
Okay, buenas tardes. Good afternoon. I am Rogelio. I am general contractor in Rocky Point. I'm building in house, condo.
Oh, we're having some. We're having a few technical difficulties today because Ricardo's internet is a little bit slow. Welcome to Mexico. Rogelio is a general contractor. He does houses, condos, remodels in Rocky Point. He's done a number of projects for my clients. He's actually building a house right now for one of them. And I have the utmost respect for him because I've seen many things here where people write things on a paper towel, their price. Rogelio sends everything through an email with a project plan, and his team always shows up on time, which, we all know about Mexico time, but Rogelio operates on a deadline, which is great. So, Rogelio, if someone moves here and they want to renovate, what things should they be concerned about when they want to hire someone? What should they be like? What should I be aware of or cautious of?
¿Entienden la pregunta?
No.
Ya cuando alguien te quiere contratar para renovar, remodelar o hacer alguna construcción, ¿y qué deben de preocuparse de tener? ¿Que un contrato, un documento contigo?
Okay, bueno. Aparte de lo que dijo Loretta, de que somos constructores, de que tenemos casas, condominios, todo, una parte importante de la empresa se dedica a la fabricación de muebles y carpintería. Y otra parte muy importante de la empresa, a mantenimiento. No nada más somos constructores.
Aside from what you just said about him and his business, his company not only builds but also houses, but also furniture and provides maintenance. So he wants to make sure that it's noted that those are the services that his company provides. So I'm asking him about what should people be concerned about if they wanted to hire his services. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que un cliente tuyo?
What I want to ask is, if I just move here and I need to renovate my kitchen, so it doesn't matter if it's him or anybody else, what do I need to be aware of? Like when I'm hiring a contractor, be aware of.
Yes.
When I'm hiring.
Yeah. Entonces, imagínate que ella quiere renovar su cocina o alguna habitación de su condominio y quiere contratar los servicios de un contratista. ¿Qué es lo que debe de saber?
Ok. En primer lugar, lo que debe de saber el cliente es tener una idea exacta de lo que quiere. Sí. Porque el primer punto con el que nos topamos es que la mayoría de las veces no tienen idea de sus necesidades o de exactamente cuál es el...
Sí, pero la pregunta es más bien dirigida en el ánimo de saber qué es lo que debo de buscar En mi contratista.
Tú debes de buscar un contratista.
Tiene que tener un
Ok,
seguro
ok.
contra daños
Ok.
terceros.
Habemos muchos tipos de contratistas.
Okay, there are
Okay.
several types of contractors.
Ok, habemos desde los que estamos registrados,
There are licensed contractors.
que tenemos el permiso de construcción, estamos registrados en el Colegio de Ingenieros y Arquitectos.
That they are also registered with the Architectural and Engineers Association.
Estamos registrados con el Seguro Social.
They're also registered with the Social Security.
Y estamos registrados con Hacienda.
And also with the Mexican IRS. So they are in compliance with all of the agencies and associations they should be registered with.
Y trabajamos con aseguradoras para en caso del cliente necesitarlo, extenderle una fianza de garantía de cumplimiento.
They also work along with insurance companies. So in the event of a client is requiring a bond or something, they are, capable and ready to offer that as well.
Esos son los 4 puntos principales.
Those would be, Loretta, in his opinion, the 4 bullet points to be concerned or aware of.
Okay, can we just go back to what was the first one that he mentioned? The Mexican.
They are a licensed contractor.
Okay, and
They have a license as a
What is-
contractor. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's the requirements for, for a general contractor for licensing? What's the process? Is it something that the city? Is it something? Do they have to have anything verified? Is it the state?
You are breaking up badly.
Okay.
What are the requirements for a contractor to be licensed?
Yes. Yes.
Los requisitos para ustedes para estar registrados. Me imagino vas a tener tu título de algo.
Para estar registrado necesitas el título profesional.
So you need to degree. You need to have a degree. I don't know how to call that, but your license or your degree that is provided by the public educational ministry in Mexico.
Okay.
So if you are going to study engineer, you are at the end of the course are given with your certificate or your permit or your license. So you have to study, a number of years to become an engineer or architect.
Can you move over just a little bit closer to Rogelio because the camera's cutting off your face a little? Yeah. No, move closer to Rogelio. And leave the camera where it is. It's okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have the state licensing requirements.
That way?
No, the other way. Otra. Sí. Bueno.
Okay.
So we have the state regulation, and what were the other 3 that he mentioned? Licensing that are.
Yeah, the state right. Let's get the. ¿Qué más dijiste? Lo estar registrado.
Sorry, I should write them down.
And then that contractor needs to be also registered with the Social Security.
Social Security, okay.
And with the Mexican IRS, and also with the Association of Architects and Engineers.
Okay, let's talk about the Social Security, because Americans and Canadians or foreigners don't understand if someone is registered with Social Security. What does that mean exactly?
Okay, entonces, en relación al Seguro Social, ¿por qué tienes que estar registrado en el Seguro Social?
Ok, La necesidad de estar registrado en el Seguro Social es por cualquier accidente que le pueda suceder a tu trabajador. Tú eres directamente responsable y no el dueño.
So if any of the labor that the contractor provides is in an accident, whether just an accident or death, it is the legal obligation of the contractor to be registered with the Social Security. So every single employee of the contractor is covered. Okay, that is an obligation of the contractor, not the client. Okay, but if that contractor is not registered with the Social Security, then that liability would go to the contractor as well as client. That has happened a number of times. So that's a very important bullet point to consider, that your contractor is duly registered with the Social Security. So every single employee that he brings to the premises is covered.
Okay, so maybe for some people that don't know, because we haven't announced it today, but Ricardo is actually an attorney here. So Ricardo, can you explain to me, if I just hired someone who didn't have these credentials and they were putting a new roof on for me, and one of the guys fell and broke his back, and they didn't have Social Security, insurance, the general contractor didn't have any of these things, what could be the consequences that could happen here?
Well, of course, not only the Social Security is going to go after the contractor, but also the client, and they are going to calculate based on several formulas that are in the labor law to consider how left. Let's say that person passed away, so how left in the work lifetime of that person was available. So if this is a 20 years old person, they are going to calculate 40 plus years or 50 years worth of income that person could have gotten, and then several formulas used there. I'm not an expert on that end, but what I do know is that the result is a horror story. It's a very, very big number. Okay. And just as horrible as potentially losing your house. I mean, it could be that big, and all of that just because you didn't take the proper steps to make sure that your contractor was a licensed contractor. Okay.
Wow.
That has happened in the past.
And I as a realtor, and working and living in the community, I see people that say, I have this guy, he's the cheapest. He's good, but he's the cheapest. And you know what? It doesn't, can you imagine if that cheapest person fell off the roof, broke his back, and he was 20 years old, and you had to pay for 40 years of income? That money that you saved on the roof by not hiring a licensed contractor is going to seem not very important.
All I can say, it is not worth it. Yes, it's going to be more costly to hire a licensed contractor, but it definitely worth every penny because you are covered. Okay. It's yes or yes. You want to have someone that is fully covered, not only with Social Security, but also bonds and that kind of things, as he's going to explain in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. You want to be as far as possible, you as a client want to be as far as possible from liabilities.
Of course. And so does Rogelio, do you have, does your team, do they get health insurance? Is that what
¿Tu
you mean?
equipo tiene seguro social?
Mi equipo tiene seguro social, estamos registrados en el SAT y construimos sacando todos los permisos que ocupa el ayuntamiento.
Sí, yes, his team does have Social Security. It's covered. That's why he's registered with Social Security. So every person that he hires needs to be registered as well. Okay.
And that's an added expense
He's also
for him, right?
he's mentioning what?
That's an added expense for him.
That is an expense for him, but of course he's going to assess a number of pesos and dollars on the client to pay that.
Okay.
Y Fortaleza del Sol, que es la fábrica de muebles, también está en todos lados.
You're breaking up. We can't hear anything.
I think it's on your side, but it's okay. So also, when people are trying to save money, remember those people are not getting health insurance when they hire. Their team is not getting health insurance, the people they're hiring. So when you hire someone that has the credentials, those people have health insurance. So as an American, you're helping the economy by hiring a licensed contractor because you're helping the people of Puerto Penasco that are working for someone.
No, that I can respond. No, just a few of those may have their particular health policy, but almost all of them are not going to have it. That's why by law, even if you had it, by law, you still have to have all of the crew registered with the Social Security. And not only that, there are some other permits that the Social Security needs to hand to the contractor. So that specific upgrade that it's being done to your kitchen or to your house, it's also known by the Social Security.
So in the event of when they sell and they want to calculate.
But that's a side note. I mean, on health, every
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can tell me out in Facebook world, is he freezing up or am I?
repeat the question.
So if
You are actually freezing as well. I don't know which is the problem, but there's a problem.
I'm not sure. We usually don't have this problem, but that's okay. We'll just work through it. How do I know if my contractor is licensed?
¿Cómo se sabe si tienes tu licencia? Preguntando, me imagino.
Cuando tú inicias una obra, tienes que sacar un permiso en el ayuntamiento.
When you start a construction, you have to have a permit issued by the city to begin with.
Y ahí te piden todos tus documentos.
And in order for the city to issue that permit, you have to have the ability to provide all the credentials, all the permits, all the registries, so on and so forth, including Social Security.
Si no tienes todos los documentos, no te dan el permiso de construcción.
And if you don't have all those credentials, permits, and registries, the city shouldn't be issuing that permit or doesn't issue the permit.
But I mean, if someone's just putting in a kitchen, do they need to get a permit?
Para una cocina, para remodelación de una cocina necesitas el permiso.
No, para eso.
No, that's probably too small.
Pero para una remodelación sí.
But
So-
for a bigger upgrade, yes, you would have to have the permit.
But in reality, if you hire a team to do your kitchen and someone's working on it and cuts their hand off or something when they're working on the kitchen or gets electrocuted.
En la cocina, si alguien se corta la mano, pues con un clavo, un cuchillo.
Es responsabilidad del contratista.
Still, it's the contractor's responsibility.
Oh, well, or the
Dile
client.
que el otro filtro es cuando los clientes te piden factura. Si no estás dado en Hacienda, no puedes emitir factura.
There's another way for the client to get to know whether the contractor is registered or not. And that's when the client asks the contractor for the fiscal receipt, or the factura. Because the Mexican IRS is not going to let them issue those facturas unless they have all the credentials, registers, and permits in place.
And Ricardo, can you comment on the importance of facturas when you want to sell your property regarding capital gains?
Oh, absolutely. Upgrading your premises, it's something that happens every single day. Evidently, a lot of money is involved in that. And as long as you have proven that you have upgraded it and you have also facturas, you can actually ask the notario that is going to be formalizing the transaction when you sell, using the amount of money invested upgrading the building, not the furniture, not the kitchen, the building itself. Then that investment can be deducted from capital gains. Okay, facturas in Mexico are important documents for deduction.
Okay. Rogelio, how do you handle communication with your client if they don't speak Spanish?
¿Cómo le haces con tus clientes si no hablan español? ¿Cómo le haces para que se puedan comunicar?
Yo no hablo muy bien inglés, pero sí entiendo mucho. Y uso el traductor, you know.
He says he doesn't speak fluently, but he understands it very well. So he uses also translator. Pero, por ejemplo, en el día a día, así de cuando estás frente al cliente que te dice, oye, yo quiero todo esto, quiero esto y esto y eso, ¿cómo le haces? ¿Le entiendes?
Bueno, yes. El inglés que se utiliza en la obra es muy técnico y es muy fácil de entender.
So he gets what the clients ask for because he's the language is so technical. He gets it. Okay.
Yeah.
Y llevas a alguna persona inclusive que te pueda ayudar a
Marco.
And we have Marco here. He's his co-worker. Myself,
Oh, he's there. I didn't see
anybody
him.
that can help you with it.
De hecho, no. Loreta me ha acercado a muchos clientes y todos americanos. Y preguntan.
Con todos. He's remembering that you have referred a lot of clients to him, all of them English speakers, and he has gotten to communicate very well with them.
Yeah, and on that note, I'm going to say this was such a good
That's
story.
a gift, I guess.
I referred him to a client who was Polish. He didn't speak very good English. He was Polish. And
Holy cow.
speaking Spanish, and this guy speaking Polish, and they totally understood each other. It was amazing because they were just talking about measurements and the kitchen, and it's contractor language, so they get it.
Well, that doesn't happen in law.
Well, that's a little scarier too. Is there any kind of warranty when people get work done? Or guarantee? Is there any kind of warranty?
Please repeat. You broke up.
La garantía.
Is there any kind of a warranty when you ask a contractor, when you ask Rogelio's team to do something? Do people get a warranty? Say if they build a house with him, do they have a warranty or put in a new kitchen or a new bathroom?
¿Tú otorgas alguna garantía?
Sí,
La
sí.
confianza.
Sí, hay varios, se pueden exigir varios tipos de garantías.
There are several types of guarantees or warranties that can be requested.
La garantía legal, la de todo el tiempo es 1 año por vicios ocultos.
The most requested is the hidden, how do you call that? Hidden defects, that it's good for 1 year.
Okay.
Okay. En los equipos, appliances y todo lo demás, eso la marca.
The appliances and all that kind of equipment, it's the ¿cómo se dice fabricante?
¿Cómo se dice? Manufacturer.
The manufacturer's warranty. He wouldn't give you warranty for that. It's the manufacturer itself.
Por instalación y todo lo demás es el contratista.
Also, on the installation though of that equipment, that is guaranteed by the contractor por cuánto tiempo, as well as 1 year as well.
Es fácil saber cuándo es garantía y saber cuándo es mala operación también.
And he says that it is very easy to tell when it's a defect from the manufacturer or whether that equipment was incorrectly installed.
Okay.
It's easy to
I know
tell.
a lot of people ask me this. What materials and items should I bring from the United States, and what should I buy here? What should I buy here? And when
Le
I
preguntan
buy
mucho a ella qué deben de traer, qué material deben de traer ya a los Estados Unidos y cuál comprar aquí. O sea, no sé, si vas a hacer la cocina nueva, pues te traen la madera, la compras aquí, o qué recomiendas, o las losetas, o la tubería.
Es cuestión de, vamos a poner, nosotros instalamos material y mano de obra, todo de aquí de México. Hay materiales específicos que el dueño quiere traer de Estados Unidos. Hay muchos que quieren traer cocinas de IKEA, se las instalamos, se las adaptamos. Hay muchos que quieren traer losetas de Estados Unidos, pero aquí en México hay de todo.
Well, he says Mexico, has availability of everything. Now there are clients who wants to bring kitchens from IKEA. That's okay. They can easily install it, but they work pretty much with equipment and things bought here in Mexico. So it depends pretty much on the client.
Es cuestión del uso.
I don't know why someone would bring a kitchen from IKEA when they can build cabinets here.
Oh, he says he has installed them. So.
Okay.
Hacemos unas cosas.
Everybody has their own.
Now they build furniture though, so that wouldn't make any sense for him. But
Okay. Yeah, I know that you guys. I know he builds furniture, which is amazing. So I'm just waiting for him. When I get all settled down with my condo, to him start on my place. Let's see, Ricardo, do you have any questions?
Fortaleza del Sol.
Do you know what's the name of the furniture store?
Fortaleza del Sol.
Fortaleza del Sol.
Fortaleza del Sol, and it's located on the way back to the States. It's on the right-hand side. It's sort of like in a little strip mall. You can't miss it. It's like a brand new place. There's a little restaurant there, and then the big strip mall. I'll put it in the email to everyone where it is, the furniture store, as well as Rogelio's contact information and email. So I really wanted to have this today because I always hear people saying that they, can find the cheapest guys, and I've heard some stories, and Ricardo, I'm sure you've lots of stories about people being sued and, all that kind of stuff. It's not good. Marco, ¿cómo estás?
Hi, Loretta. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? So
They had me in the corner over there. I was listening to you.
Well, they were waiting to give you your spotlight, so you can tell us who you are and what you do.
Marco Garcia. I'm a partner with Rogelio, and we have Fortaleza del Sol, furniture, and we manufacture furniture, custom made to the size. Especially here in Mexico, you need everything, especially custom made kitchens and everything because of how the contract. We work with the contractor. I heard you had a lot of questions about remodeling and doing stuff like that. I was listening right now, and a lot of questions on how we work. One of the things that it's very interesting that when me and Rogelio get together and do a program of how we're going to be doing, most of the questions they have in the States, it's about when are they going to finish Mexican time or when.
Right.
Okay, one of the things that me and Rogelio do together, it's a time frame. And we have usually it's in the base. While you've seen how we give them a quote with a time frame, especially it depends on what it is. We just finished a condo in 3 months.
3 months.
3 months, and that's talking about kitchen cabinets, closets, doors, everything.
Where was it, Marcos?
So at Tesoro 303.
Okay.
One of the things is you were talking about getting contractors usually that will charge cheap labor and about Social Security and all that stuff. And I know it's questions that do come out often. One of the things is that we're actually the only carpentry, and Rogelio is with me, that's on site. Like you say, you're going to tell them where we're at. Usually a lot of contractors get carpenters to remodel their kitchens or stuff like that. And when they're looking for them, they won't find them, or we're always in the same place.
Yeah.
Plus, one of the things is when me and Rogelio get together and do a quote for one of our clients, we give them a spreadsheet where it states how much we're going to spend on a material, how much we're going to pay for labor, taxes, which is very important. All right, we have a very detailed spreadsheet for them to look at, and we tell them where we get our material. So in case one of the things is that a lot of people are tired of getting cheated of how much money they're paying. Well, when we give them a spreadsheet, we'll tell them, okay, this is how much material we're going to be using. And Rogelio and I tell them, okay, this material, we buy them at this store. You could go compare the prices, and they will make sure that the prices are correct, which is most of the things that people ask for. Time frames. We're very strict on our time frames. If I tell you, I'm going to do it at a certain time, we won't delay it for an extra month, 3 months, 6 months, or what's going on, that a lot of people are waiting for their houses to be built or their furniture or whatever, and it's taking them a long time. So we specify on time frames and on payments as well. One of the things that Rogelio has, and you know how he works, on his spreadsheet, he puts how much money it's going to be deposited on a certain time as the work is being finished. Those are basically questions that they have asked me. That's why I'm giving them to you. And I was listening.
I have a question for you and you, Rogelio. It is typical that when this detailed estimation of cost is typically handed out in dollars, but then the time frames are being pushed for whatever reasons, and then that dollar amount came up short because the wood price increase or the material increase, and then at the end, the original budget came up short. Do you do the budget both pesos and dollars, just dollars, pesos? How do you
Well,
handle that increasement?
Well, when it's something like that, it does happen. It actually happened a couple of years ago where wood just went off the board, and people were like, why is it so expensive? But one of the things that we do is make sure that we do have the material, because we're not gonna, if you tell me I'm gonna need this kitchen made, and I'm gonna need 200 feet of, let's say, alder. All right. I buy my alder and I buy my bulk. So I make sure that I have enough to cover whatever they ask for. So it won't vary on the price or anything because I already bought it.
That's very important. That's super.
And one of the things is, yes, if I would do it buying little by little, most of the contractors go with people that probably gonna be a little bit cheaper, but at the long run, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
Why? Because they can't find them. There's a lot of details, stuff like that. But with us, like I said, we're always at the same place.
Marcos, Rogelio, is it okay if I give out your number to contact you? People are asking to contact you. Is it okay if I give you your WhatsApp number?
Sí, adelante.
It's
And
okay.
Marcos, do you want people to, is it okay if I put your information? Marcos?
Definitely. Another question you asked. You can get my number, my information. You got it, Loretta?
Igual que me hablen a mí.
Yeah, they could call either one of us, and we'll take care of them. English speaking, well, we can help you with that.
Okay, and the store is called
Hay algo
Fortaleza.
que tienes que comentar.
Hold on, Loretta. Hold on, please.
Que nosotros trabajamos muy rápido y es una manera de abatir el costo y el que los materiales no cambien de precio.
Okay, Rogelio wants me to just make sure that it is mentioned that one of the things they do in order to avoid those increasement on the budget is that they work fast. So they don't let the time go by, and that's pretty much where the problems are. So that's something that he wanted me to remark.
Okay, great. Okay, I've put your numbers, Rogelio and Marcos. Thank you for coming on the show today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, Rogelio. And next week, I didn't tell you this, Ricardo, but I'm going to Nashville. So next week we're going to have Garth Brooks on the show.
Wow.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Talk to me later.
You never know. I might run into him. I'm going to him and his wife opened a new restaurant. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood. So you never know. I might call you and say, guess who's on our show next week? Garth Brooks.
Excellent news.
Anyways, everyone, have a great night. I just wanted to remind you, when you come to Mexico, support the people. It's just like in the United States or Canada. Support the people who are paying taxes, who have a team that they're paying health insurance for, so that they're taking care of their people like we would want to.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.